A warm sun shines down on Pag-asa Island, casting golden light over the turquoise waters and the small, bustling community that calls this remote place home. The island, nestled in the heart of the South China Sea, is alive with anticipation and energy today. A reporter stands on the brand new runway of the airbase, her feet planted firmly on the fresh concrete that now connects Pag-asa to the rest of the Philippines and the world beyond. The air smells like salt and jet fuel, a unique blend that signals both the island's natural beauty and its new strategic importance. Around the reporter, there is the sound of engines starting up, deep, rumbling noises that echo across the runway and out over the sea. Ground crew members move with purpose, checking equipment and signaling to pilots. Planes are lined up on the bright concrete, their noses pointed toward the horizon, ready to take off or land at a moment's notice. Each aircraft gleams in the sunlight, a symbol of the island's new capabilities. The blue sea stretches out as far as the eye can see, its surface shimmering under the midday sun. The vastness of the ocean is both beautiful and humbling, reminding everyone here of Pag-asa's isolation and its significance. White waves crash quietly against the shore, their steady rhythm a constant backdrop to the day's excitement. The sound is calming, even as the activity on the runway intensifies. The sky is wide and clear, a perfect blue canvas stretching overhead. It feels as if anything is possible under such an open sky. Workers in bright vests guide the planes with practiced gestures, their teamwork and coordination ensuring that everything runs smoothly on this important day. Soldiers and islanders walk nearby, some waving at the camera, their faces lit up with pride and excitement. For many, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Everyone seems busy and excited, moving with a sense of purpose. There's a feeling in the air that something historic is happening. The reporter speaks into a microphone, her voice carrying the story of Pag-asa to viewers across the nation and beyond. "This is Pag-asa Air Base," she says, her words echoing the pride of the community and the significance of the moment. Today, the Philippines is opening a new chapter for the island and its people. A flag-raising ceremony marks the occasion, with officials and residents standing side by side in celebration. In the background, another plane lands, sending up a rush of wind and sand. The roar of its engines is a reminder of the island's new role as a gateway and a guardian in these contested waters. The air is full of noise and hope, a blend of mechanical sounds and human voices, all coming together in a symphony of progress. This is a big day, and everyone knows it. The excitement is contagious, spreading from the youngest islander to the most seasoned pilot. The new airbase is more than just a building. It's a promise of security, development, and connection for Pag-asa and its people. It is a sign of change, and the whole world is watching. Today, Pag-asa stands not just as an island, but as a symbol of hope, resilience, and a brighter future for all who live here. The airbase on Pag-asa Island is a striking sight from above, with its long runway stretching across the tiny landmass, surrounded by the vast blue waters of the South China Sea. On the map, you can see exactly where Pag-asa Island is located, nestled among other islands and reefs in the western part of the Philippines' maritime territory. Pag-asa Island itself is very small, just a few square kilometers in size. From the air, it looks like a speck in the middle of the sea, but it holds great importance. It is officially part of the Philippines, and the Philippine flag flies proudly over the island, marking it as a symbol of national presence and sovereignty. The island sits almost exactly in the middle of the South China Sea, surrounded by open water on all sides, making it both remote and strategically significant. Pag-asa is more than 300 miles away from the nearest major city in the Philippines, making it one of the country's most isolated communities. Only a handful of families live here, along with Filipino soldiers and government workers who help maintain the island and its facilities. Life here is quiet and simple, but also challenging due to the isolation. The new airbase was built right on the island, transforming it into a vital link for transportation and defense. This project was a major undertaking for such a small and remote place. The airbase features a long runway, capable of handling both military and civilian planes. This runway is essential for bringing in supplies and personnel. Around the runway, there are small buildings where people can work, rest, and live. These include offices, storage areas, and simple homes for the residents and workers. Building the airbase was no easy task. Workers had to overcome many obstacles, from transporting materials to dealing with the harsh tropical environment. Heavy machines and cargo ships were needed to bring in construction materials, food, fuel, and other supplies. Everything had to be shipped from the mainland, often over rough seas. The workers faced long, hot days under the tropical sun, sudden storms, and strong winds that made construction even more difficult. Despite these challenges, they managed to complete the project. Pag-asa is surrounded by many other small islands and reefs, forming part of the Spratly Archipelago. This cluster of islands is scattered across the South China Sea. Some of these nearby islands and reefs are claimed by other countries, making the area a hotspot for territorial disputes and international attention. This entire region is known as the Spratly Islands, a group of more than 100 small islands, reefs, and atolls, many of which are uninhabited but highly contested. From Pag-asa, residents can gaze out over the endless blue water. On clear days, they might spot fishing boats or distant ships passing by on the horizon. The airbase now helps connect Pag-asa to the rest of the Philippines, making travel and transport much faster and safer than before. In the past, people had to rely on slow and sometimes dangerous boat journeys to reach the island, which could take several days depending on the weather. Today, planes can quickly deliver food, medicine, and other essentials, as well as bring people to and from the island, making life on Pag-asa more connected and secure than ever before. A reef is a long, narrow ridge found beneath the surface of the sea, made up of either hard rocks or living corals. These underwater structures can stretch for miles and are often teeming with life. Sometimes, reefs lie just below the water, hidden from view, while other times, they poke out above the surface, especially during low tide. These shallow reefs can be dangerous for ships, but are vital for marine ecosystems. Coral reefs in particular are built by tiny sea creatures called corals. These animals live in colonies and slowly create massive structures by secreting calcium carbonate, forming the backbone of the reef. Over many years, as corals grow and more material accumulates, these reefs can rise higher and higher. Eventually, they may break the surface and form small islands, changing the landscape of the ocean. An island is simply a piece of land completely surrounded by water. Islands come in all shapes and sizes, from tiny sandbars to large land masses with forests and mountains. While some islands are large enough to support entire communities, many are just small patches of land, sometimes no bigger than a house, scattered across the sea. In the South China Sea, there are countless reefs and islands. Some are nothing more than bare rocks jutting out of the water, while others are lush and green. A few of these islands are big enough for people to live on. Small villages, outposts, and even cities have sprung up on some of them, making them important for local communities. These reefs and islands are incredibly important for many reasons. They provide shelter and food for countless marine animals, and they also support the livelihoods of people who depend on the sea. For example, fishermen rely on the rich fish populations that gather around reefs. The reefs act as nurseries for young fish, making them prime fishing spots. Beneath the sea floor, there are sometimes valuable resources like oil and natural gas. These resources can be extracted and used for energy, making the area even more valuable. Islands can also be developed for human use. People build homes, ports for ships, and even air bases on these islands, turning them into strategic locations. Because of all these benefits, many countries want to claim ownership of these islands and reefs. Control over them means access to resources and strategic power. If a country owns an island, it can decide who fishes there, who uses the resources, and who can travel through the surrounding waters. This control can lead to disputes and even conflict. That is why these tiny spots in the vast ocean matter so much. They are at the heart of international debates, shaping the future of the region and the people who live there. Pag-asa Island is only about 12 miles from China's Subi Reef. That may not sound far, but it is very close. 12 miles is about as long as 200 football fields laid end to end. In the sea, 12 miles is a short distance. You could ride a fast boat from Pag-asa to Subi Reef in less than an hour. On a clear day, you can almost see one place from the other. Subi Reef is not just another reef. China has built a big base there. It has runways, buildings, and radar. Sometimes, Chinese ships sail close to Pag-asa Island. The two places are so close, people on one can sometimes see lights or hear noises from the other. This is why the new airbase is such a big deal. The Philippines built it to show that Pag-asa Island is theirs. It is also a way to keep watch over the sea nearby. The South China Sea has a long and tangled history. Many countries say parts of it belong to them. The Philippines, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, and others all claim islands and reefs here. Long ago, fishermen from all over Asia sailed these waters. In the last century, countries started to build things on the islands and reefs. They wanted to control the sea and its resources. China claims a big part of the sea. It has built runways and buildings on some reefs, like Subi Reef. The Philippines says that Pag-asa Island and nearby reefs are theirs because they are close to the Philippines. This has led to many arguments. Sometimes ships from different countries meet and tell each other to leave. The sea is busy, and countries want to protect their interests. The new airbase is already changing life on Pag-asa Island. Before, supplies came by boat, and sometimes people had to wait for weeks. Now planes can bring food, medicine, and mail much faster. Families living on the island feel safer. If someone gets sick or hurt, a plane can take them to the hospital quickly. The airbase also helps the soldiers and workers who protect the island. Children on Pag-asa Island watch the planes and dream. Some hope to fly in a plane one day. Others hope the new base means more friends and visitors will come. The airbase means new jobs. People work to keep the runway clean, help pilots, or cook meals for visitors. It brings hope for a better life, even on this faraway island. Many countries are watching what happens on Pag-asa Island. The new airbase is not just for the Philippines. It sends a message to the world about who owns the island. Some people worry that being so close to China's base may cause problems. They hope everyone will stay peaceful and not fight. The airbase makes it easier for the Philippines to protect its people and keep the sea safe. Big ships from other countries also sail nearby. They want to make sure the sea stays open for everyone. The South China Sea is busy with fishing boats, oil ships, and navy vessels. Many leaders say it is important to talk, not fight. The new base is a reminder that peace is always better than trouble. The South China Sea is one of the world's busiest places for ships. Every day, huge ships carry oil, food, and goods through these waters. If the sea is not safe, it can hurt trade for many countries. There are also fish, oil, and gas in the sea. Many people depend on fishing for their food and jobs. If there is a fight, it can hurt everyone, even people far away. Owning islands and reefs means you can control the sea around them. This is why countries build bases and send ships here. They want to be sure their people can work and travel safely. The whole world pays attention to the South China Sea. What happens here can affect people everywhere. The new Pag-asa Air Base is more than just a runway. It is a symbol of hope for the people living there. It shows the world that the Philippines is standing up for its land and its people. The base is also a sign of how close and tense things are in the South China Sea. With China's Subi Reef so near, everyone is watching what happens next. The airbase brings new life and new worries at the same time. People on Pag-asa Island are proud. They hope the base will bring peace and a better future. The world hopes for peace too. As the sun sets, the island is busy, but calm. The new airbase stands ready for whatever comes next. The news of Pag-asa's new airbase quickly made headlines around the world. Neighboring countries in Southeast Asia issued statements, some expressing support for the Philippines' right to develop its territory, while others called for calm and dialogue. Vietnam and Malaysia, who also have claims in the South China Sea, watched closely, balancing their own interests with hopes for stability. China responded with strong words, calling the new airbase a challenge to its claims in the region. Chinese officials repeated their stance that much of the South China Sea belongs to them, urging the Philippines to avoid actions that could increase tension. Meanwhile, global powers like the United States, Japan, and the European Union emphasized the importance of freedom of navigation and respect for international law. The U.S. reaffirmed its commitment to the Philippines as an ally, while urging all sides to resolve disputes peacefully. International organizations, including the United Nations, called for restraint and open communication. As the world watches, Pag-asa's new airbase has become a new focal point in the ongoing story of the South China Sea. The next steps taken by each country will shape the future of this vital region for the people who live there and for the world beyond. With Pag-asa's new airbase now a reality, the future of the South China Sea stands at a crossroads. The expanded runway and upgraded facilities signal a new era, not just for the Philippines, but for all nations with interests in these busy waters. Regional security experts say the airbase could deter aggressive actions and provide faster humanitarian response during storms or emergencies. But it also means that military presence may increase as countries boost patrols to assert their claims. This delicate balance could either help prevent conflict or heighten risks of misunderstanding and confrontation. Economically, the airbase paves the way for more regular flights, improved supply lines, and possibly even new trade opportunities for remote islands. Fishermen and local communities hope for better protection and support, while shipping companies watch for changes in the rules of the sea. Yet, uncertainty remains. Will the new airbase encourage peaceful cooperation or spark new rounds of rivalry? As satellites and ships monitor every move, the world waits to see if this development leads to greater stability or deeper divisions. What happens next will depend on the choices made by leaders, the resilience of local communities, and the continued attention of the global community. One thing is clear: the story of Pag-asa Island and the South China Sea is far from over.